Hello everybody. By special request from one of my subscribers, today's content is going to cover my top 10 list of things that I have done and like to do, as well as my top 10 list of watchouts or things you should never do when visiting Las Vegas. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, I am the Bus Man, and this is another episode of On the Road. This channel is your gateway to my travel adventures, tips, guidance, and advice on all things related to motorcycling, motovlogging, cruise, and destination vacations. Before I begin, I would just like to thank those of you who have subscribed to my channel. And for those of you who are watching who have not yet subscribed, thank you for taking a little time out of your day to watch my content. And if you're so inclined, all I would ask is you consider hitting that subscribe button, ring that bell for future notifications so that you'll be notified when I do put out new content. So without further ado, pitter patter, let's get at her. So I've been going to Las Vegas most of my adult life. I almost call it my second home. I've been there 40 to 50 times over the last 30 years or so. I've pretty much done all of the main activities that can be done on the Las Vegas Strip, and I thought I would take this opportunity to share some of my knowledge and experience. All of the things I'm going to cover in this video are strictly from my experience as a tourist, as someone who visits Las Vegas on a regular basis. Please feel free to put a comment below, talk about some of the things that you like to do. Maybe you think I've missed something, or maybe you don't agree with something that I've covered in my in this content today. By all means, leave a comment. Let's start a discussion and make this information as informative and as useful as possible for everybody that's watching it. So let's just jump right into it. So one of the things, number one, that I like to do is a strip walk. So the Las Vegas Strip, if you really want to get the sense of Vegas and the vibe and you know what is Vegas all about, well, there's nothing better than doing a strip walk. I've done it many times. There's all kinds of things that you can do. You can visit the forum shops at Caesar's Palace. You can go to visit the various hotels and casinos. There's a lot of free attractions, Fountains of Bellagio, the volcano at the Mirage. For as long as the volcano at the Mirage is around, there's a lot of debate as to whether or not it's going to be demolished as part of the upgrade and transition to the Hard Rock. There's all kinds of street buskers, various activities, shops, bars, clubs. It gives you a good opportunity to just soak in that Vegas experience. A couple of tips for you if you're planning on doing a strip walk. Number one, make sure that you're wearing comfortable shoes. When you're walking down the strip, you're going to see a particular venue or area that you might be interested in, and you're going to walk and walk and walk some more, and it's going to feel like you're never getting there. The other thing that's going to add to the amount of walking you have to do is you can't really walk in a straight line from point A to point B. You're going to have to go up escalators, down escalators. You're going to have to cross the street and use the pedestrian overpasses. In some cases, the only way to get to where you want to go is to walk through various casinos. Nothing is in a straight line. So two things you're going to need are comfortable shoes that you're not going to get blisters in. So, for the ladies out there, and I guess if guys too, if you're so inclined, if your high heels are probably not a top 10 idea if you're going to be doing a Vegas strip walk. Stick to something comfortable, and make sure you bring water, especially if you're going, in the spring, anywhere between, May and September, October. You're going to need lots of water. It gets really hot. Make sure you wear a hat and be mindful of the various things you need to do to A, stay hydrated, and B, be mindful that you're walking around in a desert climate. So that covers strip wash. Some of the other things another thing that I like to do, number 2 on my list, is shopping. Now there is a lot of shopping options. Again, I can't cover them all in this video, but some of the things that I have done and do like to do, and I did on my most recent trip ending last week to Las Vegas, are the North and South outlet malls. Another thing or other shops that I've been to and have purchased at, the Forum shops at Caesar's Palace, the Miracle Mile at Planet Hollywood. There's some really good shopping there at various stores. Those are some of the things that I like to do when I'm looking at shopping. Again, up and down the strip, you're going to see all kinds of opportunities to shop. As a tip, I've fallen into this trap myself. Be mindful of what you're buying. If you flew into Las Vegas, make sure that what you're buying you have room in your luggage for, and make sure that what you're buying, if you're using a carry-on bag, don't put anything that you've purchased in your carry-on bag that can't be brought on board the plane. For example, a few years ago I bought some nice bottles of cologne and I tried to put them in my carry-on luggage. Well, that didn't work out so good. Another friend of mine who was traveling bought a bunch of those Christmas globes, you know, the things you shake with the little sparkles. She ended up having to throw it in the garbage because she put it in her she brought it in her carry-on luggage and security wouldn't let it through. So these are just little tips to be mindful of. Will it fit in your checked luggage? If so, you're good to go. Put the items that you can carry on in your carry-on bag so that you're not making your main luggage overweight. Another consideration or tip that I can offer you is that if you are planning on doing a lot of shopping, it's probably going to be worthwhile for you to bring an extra bag. Yes, there's going to be a cost for having an extra bag on the plane, but if you're spending hundreds of dollars or even potentially thousands of dollars doing shopping in Las Vegas, make sure you have the ability to bring it home. It's not just about shopping, it's how are you going to get it home and how are you going to get it through airport security. Factor that in. Another one of my favorite activities, and it goes without saying, is pool time. I just recently did post a Luxor Las Vegas hotel review. There is a pool review and lots of good video footage of the pool at the Luxor Hotel. When you're at the pool, again, make sure that you stay hydrated and don't fall into the trap of only drinking alcohol. The previous video on my vacation essentials, I did talk about UV clothing. The power of the sun in Las Vegas cannot be underestimated, so make sure that you stay hydrated. Again, it's going to be a theme here, and make sure that the hydration is in the form of water, not just alcohol. Another item that I like to do, number 4, is visiting Fremont Street, old school Las Vegas. There's lots of free concerts and attractions, the buskers. You got Binion's, you've got the Golden Nugget Hotel, you've got the D, you've got Circa, the updated, most recently renovated Plaza. You got Slotzilla, which is a giant zip line that goes the full length of the Fremont Street. There's no shortage of activity and things to do. There's food and beverage. If you want to get a good sense of old school Las Vegas, it's a party atmosphere. I can't understate enough. This is a place, especially if you're new to Las Vegas, this is maybe your first trip to Las Vegas, you got to check out Fremont Street. So I just posted a video, it's about 20 minutes long, and it'll give you a good sense of what Fremont Street is all about. Take a look at that video. Another thing that I've done in the past, and this is going to require maybe if you've rented a vehicle, write down and check out Red Rock Canyon. As of today, when I checked the internet, for a car or a vehicle, it's $15 per day per vehicle. So, however, it's not per person, it's per vehicle. Motorcycles are $10 a day, and if you're on a bicycle and you want to do the 13-mile scenic drive around in the sun, again, make sure you have plenty of water. It's $5 per person if you just want to go there as a pedestrian. So there's a 13-mile scenic drive. There's a number of stop points where you can get out, take some photos, and there's information signs. And I found the scenery is spectacular. It's an excellent way to spend an afternoon. I highly recommend it. There's also hiking trails, plants, wildlife. There's geology. There's camping opportunities, cultural resources, and much more. So number 6 on my list is the Hoover Dam. No list could be complete without the Hoover Dam. Now, if you just want to go there and sightsee and check things out, it's $10. The ticket is $10 per person. If you're going to go there, do the power plant tour. So the total cost of visiting and the power plant tour is $25. The extra $15, they take you down pretty much to the bottom of the dam, and you get to see the inside of the power plant on the Las Vegas side. Item number 7, one that I've done twice, and it cannot be understated. In my view, of all the things on my list, this is absolutely a must-do. If you don't do it on your first trip to Vegas, seriously consider doing it in subsequent trips, and that is the Grand Canyon. There are several companies that do helicopter tours. I personally used Papillon. My experience with them, basically they pick you up in a limo, they take you to the airport, you get in the helicopter, they take you over the Las Vegas Strip, over the Hoover Dam, Lake Mead. You land at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. There's a full tour of the Grand Canyon. You land at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You have a picnic lunch with a glass of champagne. And then it's back again the same way essentially that they brought you in. And checked out today's prices. Again, depending on whether or not you have coupons and discount codes and time of year, there's a number of variables. So I want to say the prices that were listed at the time of this recording was about $400 per person. It's something you're only going to do once or twice in your life. For me, it's $400. It's a no-brainer. And it'll be one of the most exhilarating, memorable things that you will ever do. Number 8 on my list, Cirque Du Soleil. I've seen all of the Cirque Du Soleil shows with the exception of Mad Apple. I could advise you back in the day when it was first suggested to me to go check out a Cirque show. My initial reaction to my friends, and if any of them are watching this video, they know why I'm chuckling right now, because anybody who knows me knows I'm a meat and potatoes, I'm a basic guy, I'm a biker, I'm not an artsy fartsy type of guy. It's mind-blowing, it's stunning. It's an hour and 20 minutes of your life. I wanted more, right? And as an example, I've seen Ka 4 or 5 times, I've seen Mystere probably 3 times, I've seen Michael Jackson twice. Absolutely worth the money. Trust me. My tip on Cirque du Soleil: don't cheap out. Don't get the back row balcony. Get up close. Don't cheap out. If you're going to see a Cirque du Soleil show, spend the money. That's my biggest tip that I can give you with regard to Cirque du Soleil. Another thing that I like to do, number 9 on my list, is comedy clubs. Now, there's lots of good comedy clubs and comedy routines on the Strip. The one that I'm partial to, the one that I've probably seen at least 30 or 40 times, is the Brad Garrett Comedy Club at the MGM Grand. When I checked, shows are nightly starting at 8 p.m. and prices for the show, and this is again before any discounts or other things that you might have, tickets start at $60. And so check out, Google Brad Garrett Comedy Club, check out the acts. They have a whole schedule that you can find out who the comics are. Well worth the money. I mean, you're getting an hour plus of entertainment for $60, $70, or $80. No brainer. My number 10, again, I just posted a video on. It's something that I love to do. It's mesmerizing for me. I never get tired of it. It never gets boring. And that is the Fountains of Bellagio. And then after that, what we like to do is, after we've seen 1 or 2 shows, then going inside and seeing the Garden Conservatory. It's something that changes 4 times a year with each season. It's something that I really enjoy. So on my list of things to watch out for, There's a number of things that you really have to be mindful of, and this is based on my personal experience. These are things that I've learned over time, and hopefully you can benefit from the error of my ways. So the first one, never ever ever do, is play slots at the airport. The slot machines at the airport are tighter than 2 coats of paint. You might as well take your money and flush it down the toilet. You're not going to win. You're in Las Vegas. Go to a casino and benefit from the points that you're going to get from playing slots at whatever resort you choose to stay at. Again, put your card in the machine, use the card, build up your points, and get your free stuff that way. You're not earning anything at the airport. So never play slots at the airport. The second big one, if you want to end up filing for bankruptcy and sit back and get stunned and knocked out by the size of your hotel bill, all you got to do is eat or drink anything in the mini bar in your hotel room in Las Vegas. If you remove anything from that fridge after a certain period of time, and I don't know what it is, you're automatically going to be billed for that item. Like if you like paying $15 for a can of or for a can of beer, or $10 for a can of Diet Coke, or $8 for a tiny little bag of peanuts, those are just some examples. The prices vary from hotel to hotel, resort to resort, but if you like being absolutely ripped off and taken to the cleaners, then by all means use the mini bar. If you put something in that mini bar that's not stocked by the casino, ask the hotel clerk if you're allowed to do it, because I've seen and heard of people getting charged $50 for the privilege of putting a bottle of water in the mini bar fridge. Again, that's like, if it's a stocked mini bar, do not open the door, do not touch the thing. Nothing but problems with stocked mini bars. Casino ATMs. Well, it goes without saying, it's usually a terrible idea if you go to Las Vegas to put your bank card in your front pocket. Be disciplined, be responsible, don't gamble more than you can afford to lose. That goes without saying. But I don't understand people that bring a bank card to a casino floor for 2 reasons. One, if you get on a losing streak and you start chasing the losses, it's pretty easy to go to the ATM machine and start withdrawing more and more and more money. Vegas was not built on winners. And there's been more than one person who's lost the house and the mortgage chasing their losses in Las Vegas. Gambling is a form of entertainment. It's not an income revenue generator. So again, treat it as that. Establish a budget. If your budget is $200 a day, $300 a day, whatever it is, stick to that budget. Leave the ATM card in your hotel room, because if you use the ATMs on the casino floor, there are going to be massive fees and charges associated with it. I've seen some hotels, it's a $15 fee, a $20 fee, never mind whatever bank fees are charged, because these ATMs are not connected with your local bank. So your bank's going to charge you a fee, the hotel's going to charge you a fee. That's my guidance and tips for you. The next one, prostitutes. Sin City is called Sin City for a reason. The state of Nevada, prostitution is legal. However, you need to be it's only legal in established brothels and only in certain counties. I can advise you 100% that Clark County, where Las Vegas is located, it is not legal to utilize the services of a prostitute. Another thing with the prostitutes, and something I'm sure many of you who are watching this video have experienced, you'll be sitting at the casino, usually sitting at a slot machine, and a very attractive lady will walk up to you and say, "Hey, how you doing? You want to have a party?" Or, "Hey, big roller," and typically what they do is a lot of them will walk around and they'll look at the slot machine, and if you've got $1.85 showing on the slot machine, they'll probably leave you alone. If you've got a couple of grand, 3, 4, 5 grand showing a cash balance on the slot machine, well, those are the people that they target. And they'll come up to you, and they're not allowed to be in the casino, so they're usually dressed to the nines. A lot of them are exceptionally, stunningly beautiful, and they'll come up to you, and at first it may not be clear to you who they are. It might be looking rather legitimate. I can assure you, in Las Vegas, the hustlers are everywhere. If you don't know the person, anyone who approaches you and wants to talk to you or engage you in some type of activity, it's a scam. Don't do it. That's my advice. Number 5 on my list of things that you need to watch out and avoid are taxis. I've been long hauled more times than I can care to mention. The taxis in Las Vegas don't have the greatest reputation. If you don't know where you're going or what you're doing, they won't take the shortcuts. They'll let the meter run up. They'll long haul you. As an alternative, on my last trip, all I used exclusively was Uber. The service was absolutely fantastic. It was cheaper, it was faster. The Uber drivers, every single one of them, was polite, courteous, entertaining. Most of the taxi drivers that I've used in the past have no personality. They're too busy talking on their little earbud things. They completely ignore you. Taxis also surcharge you if you're using a credit card. There's a $3 surcharge at the time of this recording. So my advice would be stay away from taxis and use Uber. Number 7 on the list of watchouts are pickpockets. There's lots of those. If you're in a large crowded area such as the Strip or Fremont Street, the pickpockets are out there. I never carry all large sums of cash with me at one time anyway. I also, well, if I am carrying, like on the casino, I'll have my money in several pockets. So if I do end up getting pickpocketed, they won't get it all because I have it in various locations. Just exercise some due diligence in making sure that you don't get taken advantage of. Number 8 on the list of watchouts are resort fees. I talked about them briefly earlier. Resort fees are always hidden in the fine print. So for example, if you see at your hotel that it's $100 a night for a hotel room, well, it's not $100 a night for a hotel room. That's the base rate. All the hotels have different resort fees, so check them out at the time of booking. Look, it'll always say plus resort fee, plus taxes, plus. So a $100 room could turn in after tax to $175 or $200 a night, depending on resort. Hotels are absolutely ripping off their tourists with their I'll use a nice word, their BS resort fees. It's just another way of tacking on and passing on extra costs. The next one to avoid, big time, this is ding, ding, ding. Pay attention because this is a big one. These people drive me absolutely crazy. And these are the timeshare scammers. Well, I shouldn't say scammers. Yes, the timeshares are legitimate. So when you're walking through your resort, anybody who walks up to you and says, hey, where are you from? Hey, how long are you going to be here? Look at them and say, I'm not interested, and walk away. These people are incessant. They won't leave you alone. They'll literally walk along. Sometimes they'll literally grab you by the arm and say, oh, don't worry, I'll give you free food. Well, do you want to see a free show? Yeah. No, nothing is free. Believe me. What happens for those people who get suckered in by these timeshare maggots are you'll get brought to a kiosk and they'll try and draw you into some presentation. They're going to stick you in a bus with a whole bunch of other people. They drive you to some location, and then you spend the next 4, 5, 6 hours with high-pressure sales tactics and all kinds of idiocy. And you're only going to be in Las Vegas for 3, 4, 5 days typically, and you're going to waste an entire afternoon with these timeshare people, and just don't do it. Take my advice. If you see them coming, they'll be all nice and friendly and all smiles and offering you free stuff. It ain't free. Just tell them to beat it and aye and goodbye and walk away. That's probably, of all the things to avoid, that's probably my best tip for you. These people drive me crazy. I don't know why the hotels even allow it, but at any rate they do. The last and final item on my things to watch out for is the cost of food and beverage within the inside resorts. The biggest shock that I had last week was the significant increase in prices. Again, I haven't been there in 2.5 to 3 years, but I was blown away by the increased cost of everything. The days of free buffets or low cost breakfast and having a good time, yeah, forget it. Vegas is not a cheap vacation by any means and any stretch of the imagination. Keeping in mind the Luxor Hotel is a budget hotel. Well, this budget hotel at the pool, a 32-ounce drink cup, 3 shots of Crown Royal filled with Diet Coke, and it was probably 75% ice, $35 per drink after tax and tip. I was like, the last time I visited Vegas, it was $18 for the exact same drink, exact same size. It's gone from $18 to $35 per drink. A hot dog sitting by the pool, like a bun and a wiener, and that's it, all by itself. $15 for a hot dog, like $10 for a slice of pizza with a beer. I was shocked at the increase in prices. Buffets, depending on which resort and which buffet you're going to, if you can get a buffet for $30 or $40, more power to you. And so that's my top 10 list of things that I always do and enjoy when I visit Las Vegas, and my top 10 list of watch-outs and things for you. If you enjoyed this content, then all I ask is that you hit that like button. It really helps my channel. It'll help me grow. It helps the whole YouTube algorithm. And again, as I started with at the beginning, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. I am the Bus Man, and I'll see you on the road. You take care. Aye, aye, and goodbye. Peace.